Welcome back everyone, this is the Paper Princess, and in my last video we made the base album for Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass. I have that here, and we just had to do some finishing touches on the inside cover, and then we're going to start with page 1. So far you have your base album, your hinges in here. You can get that information online how to make that, but mine is off center because I'm putting a mini album back here. So if you're not doing the mini album, you don't need to do this part. But you need some big magnets here. I chose these basic gray. They come in a pack of 12 and they're large magnets. I believe they're 5/8 inch. Let me just look. Yeah, I think it's 5/8 inch magnets. Okay, so I put 5 here, and I just put them down 3 inches from the bottom is where I started, then put some a little higher. It's towards the bottom. You'll notice it's not right in the middle, because when I lay the book like this, I want it to stay in place. So it had, even if it were to fall right here on your bookshelf, it wouldn't go very far and it would still stay in place with these magnets holding it. So that's the reason for that. If you want, I've done this before, where you draw a circle around the magnet and shave with an X-Acto tool like that, and just shave this down a little bit to sink it down. I've done it both ways. I tried it both ways. It didn't make that much of a difference. So I just put these magnets on here without shaving this down. But if you've done that before and you feel comfortable with it, you can go ahead and do that. It wasn't worth really going through this chipboard. It's not that thick, and I didn't want a chance going through scraping, through it. So I just put the magnets on here. So what I usually do when I place magnets, I put all the same pole down. So these are all positive charge face down. And then I know that I need to put the negative ones on top. So that's usually just force of habit. I always put the positives first. You can, if you want to try that, you can do that. So now we want to cover this up. So we need, it's on your cut list. I have the cut list under this video, and the master cut list is on the walkthrough if you want to print that off. But this part, it says it's under inside covers. You want to cover up this area here. So this is 11 by 9.5, and I cut 2 pieces. And what I'm going to do, I want to hold this down really well. I'm going to put score tape on here. So let's put score tape. This is now the flat sides facing me. I'll put the score tape on the flat side so that the linen side will be facing up. I definitely want to make sure these edges stay down. You don't want them to come unstuck with just a tape runner. So this will give you a little stronger hold. I'll just put one piece going down the middle. All right, let's do that to the next piece. Okay, and we'll press this down. Alright, so let's bring back our album here. Alright. And we need to take off these tape backings. Okay, and then we will place this down, and here's our crease of the album. So I'm gonna center it between this crease and this outer edge, and top and bottom is about 1/2 inch. The sides are about 1/4 inch here, 1/2 inch up here, and just put that down. Okay, so then you would put all your magnets on here. Voila. And I'm going to leave those there till we're ready to put the small album right on top. So I'm going to put the front cover piece on. Now, where did my little tool go? Here it is. I love this thing. I think it's called the multi-purpose tool from Creative Memories. All right. Put this down right here. 1/2 inch top and bottom, 1/4 inch from the seam to the outside corner. And there, and that just looks nice. Okay, so my inside cover is going to have a pocket. The back side will not. So you need to cut a piece for the pocket. And that is, let me see, it's going to be 10 1/4 by 6. Let me grab a piece of paper here. I'm going to cut the 6-inch piece first. That gives us a nice big leftover. Always save those leftovers. We can definitely use that on one of the flaps. So let's see, what did I say? 10 1/4. Okay, we're gonna score this, put it in, and then we can set the book aside. So when I score, I'm gonna have the flat side facing up, and I always start with the longest side, the side that's gonna be open at the top, and go around 1/2 inch, all the way around. Not all the way around. We're scoring 3 sides. Okay, and now we'll put our tape on the linen side with the bump facing up. I'm going to do this the right way. I just want to make sure I'm below this bumpy line. Okay, now before I place this down, I'm going to cut my corner. I'm not going to go straight across. I'm just going to go up to where the lines intersect and turn out a little bit. And then let's fold these right on that score line. Okay, now when I place this down, I'm just going to take off the bottom piece. I'm going to leave the sides on here because later on we will put our design paper up there. So I'm going to put this down where the bottom of this inside cover piece is. So there we go. Okay, and it'll stick up a little like that because later on we'll put our paper underneath here just a little bit up to this point and then peel these pieces off and stick them down. Makes life a whole lot easier if you do it that way. So we are done with this for the time being. The only thing is, just so you don't forget, on the inside cover, you're going to have things in this pocket. It'd be nice if you could put a magnet there so that things don't go flying around. So I'm going to take one of my magnets and just tape it down. So I don't forget to do that later. I'll put it right around there, not terribly high. For these small magnets, you can use your 3/8 inch tape or you can use 1/4 inch, either one. All right, so that is ready. And the only other thing I'm going to use this album for is right now we're going to make our first pocket page, and I just want to test it, and then we can set this aside till the end. So this book has 3 pocket pages. It'll be a 6-page album. So let's see. Here we go. This is it. So we need to cut 6 pieces, but just cut the first 2 right now and then test it and then cut the rest of the 4 remaining pieces. So these are pocket pages. You'll need 12 by 9 1/4. And I'm going to bring out my scoreboard. These are already cut. I wanted to make sure everything fit. So, all right, let me see. We're going to score these 1/2 inch with the 12-inch side facing the top of your scoreboard. The flat side is up. Do that on one side and then on one side of your other piece. Okay. And we will tape this on the linen side, or the bumpy side if you don't have linen paper. It'll be the side with the bump, not the side with the valley. Okay. so let's put this together. What we do is we'll take one piece, and right above me is the flat side. On top of that is the side with the tape. And we're gonna peel this off and just fold it down. Okay, so peel this piece off, this backing. Okay. Now, we're gonna put this right on top. It's lined up over here. And right in here, I know that the two papers are butting right up against each other because I don't see any space. I don't see the table. I'm just gonna fold that down. Walk myself to the middle, fold that down, go to the end, fold that down, and there you have it. It's nice, nothing sticking up over here. It's on there nice and straight. Now that's the easy side. This side, we can't quite do the same thing, but it usually works out. If you just take this, I'm going to take my tool and just hold this down, and I want to get this corner piece on here lined up first. So make sure the rest lines up. Okay, so you just have to go slow, line it up in the corner, and then each way you go down, just keep pushing it down when it's nice and level. It pretty much falls into place because this side we know is on. And I'm going to press these down, and the page, there's no bubbles. If there is, you can press them out at this point by just going like that, pushing any bubbles out, but it's on there pretty good. Okay, so now we just want to make sure that this fits on our hinge before you go cut the other 4 pieces. So I'm going to put this right here. Okay, and I have a little bit of room to go up and down just a little bit. And if I fold it over like this, it does not stick out. It's if my spine is straight, you have about 1/2 inch from this piece to the end here. It'll be like this. Okay, so that fits. And I can set this aside till the end of the project. Some people like to put the 3 pages in here and work on them. With this, it would be a little bit tricky because it's off center and all that, but usually what I do is I make my pocket pages, and when they're finished, I put them on. So I'm going to set my book aside until later, and let's get started with page 1. So the first thing we do out of habit, I know if you've watched my other videos, you know, but I want to label side 1 and side 2, so I, heaven forbid, don't do page 1 and then put page 2 upside down. So in order to avoid that, I'm going to put a 1 up in the left-hand corner. I'm going to turn this page as if I'm turning the book and put a 2 up there. And that way I know I'll be facing the right direction when I go to work on page 2. Okay, so page 1, I have the cut list here, and I didn't write it down for you, but let me just do that real quick. It will be here on the cut list. You need there's just 3 pieces you need. The A piece is going to be 11 3/8 by 9 5/8. So 11 3/8 is 2 lines less than 11 1/2, and the 9 5/8 is 2 lines more than 9 1/2. And you will get so used to that. when you go through the book. The 6 7/8 is 2 lines before 7, and 9 5/8 again is 2 lines more than 9 1/2. The pocket is our C flap, that is 10 1/8, 2 lines more than 10 by 5. Okay, so if you want to pause and cut those, here we have it. I can clearly see which is which, so you don't need to necessarily label these, but it's a good idea to label the pieces A, B, and C. But we're going to take our A flap first and score this. Okay, so the 9 5/8 side is going to be facing the top. Score 1/2 inch. Okay, for the B flap, that's the left flap, want the 9 5/8 facing the top. Whoa, wait a second. Yep, here we go. Okay, the pocket. I'm going to start with the side of the pocket that's going to be open. I start with that facing the top. And then we can tape these. Tear tool. And I am taping these on the linen side. The bumpy side is facing up. Okay, and let's press this down and fold it. Now I'm not going to fold this one yet. I want to cut my corners, the same that we did for the pocket on the inside. Right up to the intersection point and turn out. Okay, so let's bring out our pocket page. You got to make sure your open sides are to the left and right. And let's start putting these flaps down. So flap A, let's start with that. That's our right flap. So I'm going to turn my page where the right side is facing me, and that's where I'm going to put this down. When I put it here, I'm just going to look at it. I want these corners to be rounded, so let people know, since it's so close to the edge over here, I want them to know that they have to turn it. So I am going to take my corner rounder. This is by We Are, and it has 3 sizes all in one, so I really love this one. We've got our 4mm, 7, and 10. So I'm going to take the middle one, the 7mm. It's up to you what you choose. You can pick any one you want. Oops, I got a little piece that did not come off. There. Okay, so now I'm going to place this down. So, take the backing off. And what I'm doing here, I want to leave a little bit of space on each side. So, and I'm going right to the edge here of the pocket page. So I'm going to slowly put that down. I'm going to use my fingers here to guide it. And I can look and see that there's about 1/8 of an inch on the top and bottom, which is currently my left and right. And then I'm going to slowly place that down. I'm using my thumb to guide me. I can feel where the edge is. And there we have it. And we just have a little bit of space. Let's see. It laid a little crooked. If you don't press it down right away, it comes up real easy. But I have more space on this side than the other, like a little too much. Normally I wouldn't mind that, but I'm just gonna scooch it over. Let me look. Looks good. Scooch this down just a little bit. All right. Okay, so now I open up and I want to put the pocket down first because this B flap is going to go over the pocket. Like this. Let's do a little dry run here. I'm going to have my pocket down here and this will go right above it. So I'm going to put the pocket first. Okay, just taking off the backing off the bottom. And then this sticks, the sides hold down nice because we cut it at that angle. And when I put this down, I want to be further in from this crease. I don't want to be right on top of the crease. This flap has to go over the pocket. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space there. And I'm got my thumbs here. I can feel where the edge is at the bottom. I'm going all the way down to the bottom. And I'm watching, and I have a little bit of space here. It pretty much comes right to the edge there. And then I can press that down. And then this will go over. Okay, so now we're gonna do our left flap. So it's gonna go right over this pocket. And you're gonna want a little bit of space right here. So I am also going to do a corner rounding, just a small corner round there. Also to let the person know they need to flip this, and it just looks kind of nice. All right, so when I do my dry fitting here, I want to have a little bit of space at the top and have a little bit of space right here. If you feel that there's not enough space, that this is touching this, now's the time to trim it. That's why we always do a dry run here. I have just a little bit of a space, probably a 1/16 of an inch, and that looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it down. I'm gonna hold this down so I can see. I'm gonna guide this to the end again with my thumbs. And I'm looking for that little bit of a space. And then I slowly put it down. Okay. And this does not go over the top. There's a little bit of space here, a little bit of space there, and I am happy. Okay, so this page really wasn't bad at all. So now I want to put some magnets down, hold everything in place. Let me just check real quick. Yeah. On a big flap like this, I'm going to want 2 magnets. This one, I can either put one here and here, but I think one in the middle should do just fine. So I'm going to put one in the middle here. Here we go. And I'm starting with the positive one. So it's right in the middle, and I'm going to tape it down. Take my opposite, which is the negative, put that down and just peel the back off. And then all you have to do is fold this over. Press down, and that's where your magnet's going to be. Okay, and now we'll do 2 over here. I find these big pages, if you just had one in the middle, the ends kind of curl. So I like to put one at the top and bottom. Not that far in. You don't want to be right at the edge because you got your design paper and you don't want to bubble right in the corner. So I put it in a little ways. If you can see, it's right here. Okay, now we'll put our other magnet there. Wait a minute. I didn't take the back off. I felt like I was forgetting something. Hold on. All right, take 2. Here we go. And then we'll tape that down. And that is it for page 1. There we have it. Okay, next video we are on to page 2 already. See you soon.